The story begins with a wealthy man named Will, who lived in a luxurious mansion with his elegant wife, Ramona. Will had so much influence and power that he often kept police officers nearby for security. One afternoon, Officer James arrived at the estate with a young man named Simuka. Will had asked the police to bring him a trustworthy helper because he needed additional staff. Will inspected Simuka carefully and was satisfied. In appreciation for James's timely help, he rewarded the officer generously. He then called his wife, Ramona, to meet the new helper. Ramona's grace and beauty caught Simuka's attention immediately, though he remained respectful and silent. That evening, Will hosted a small party for his friends. The atmosphere in the house was cheerful. Music, laughter, and celebration filled every corner. Will enjoyed the attention of his guests, but his excitement sometimes made him behave impulsively. While playing around with Ramona, he suddenly slipped and got mildly hurt. Irritated, he snapped at her, but Ramona softly apologized and calmed him down with comforting words. Later that night, when the guests had left, the mansion returned to its usual stillness. Simuka, still adjusting to his new environment, overheard the couple's voices echoing through the hallways. He felt uncomfortable, but tried to focus on his assigned chores. The household maid, Sophia, noticed his uneasiness and advised him gently, "This house has its own rhythm. Focus on your work, earn your living, and build your future. You have nothing to fear." The next morning, Will and Ramona relaxed in the sun near the garden, while Sophia brought fresh juice. Will, absent-mindedly appreciative of her dedication, gave her a small tip. Sophia understood that he simply valued loyal service. Later, when Will left for work, Ramona finally had a peaceful moment to herself. As she sat near the pool, she noticed Simuka struggling with some tasks. She called him over and asked him to rest for a moment. Simuka hesitated, shy and unsure, but Ramona reassured him kindly. They spoke briefly, and she learned that Simuka had recently lost his mother and had never known his father. His only dream was to work honestly and continue his studies someday. When Will returned home that evening, he also asked Simuka about his past. Hearing the young man's story, Will promised, "If you work sincerely, I'll take responsibility for your education." This moment filled Simuka with quiet hope. The following day, Ramona visited the market with Officer James to buy clothes and household items. She bought supplies Simuka needed as well, and later surprised him with the gifts, explaining that it was his birthday. Deeply touched, Simuka thanked her repeatedly. The next morning, Ramona sat with Sophia for coffee. She couldn't help noticing that Simuka worked tirelessly, always respectful, quiet, and focused. Something about his innocence made her feel protective, almost drawn to him in a way she didn't fully understand. One day, as Ramona woke from sleep, she had an unsettling dream in which she saw Simuka standing in her room, asking for guidance. The dream left her confused and restless because she didn't understand why her subconscious was mixing admiration with worry. Trying to shake off the dream, she went downstairs, only to find Will sitting at the dining table with Sophia, discussing household. The simple, peaceful scene grounded her again, reminding her of the life she had built with Will. Though the mansion was full of different personalities, quiet emotions, and hidden stories, life continued moving forward. And within its walls, each character carried hopes, fears, and dreams of a better tomorrow. Seeing this, Ramona became very sad and sat on the bank of the lake. Seeing her sad, Simo comes to her and gives her a handkerchief on which Ramona's name was written. Ramona was happy to see her name on the handkerchief, and Simona's friends started blasting there. Will also asks Ramona to take her in love, but Ramona refuses to do so. due to which Will, thinking about Ramona, Simop comes to him and says that you have been called to his room by Will. When he comes to Will's room, he sees the gun in Will's hand. Will was very drunk, that Samuka asks him if you will blow up my wife's cave after I leave. But he understood that damn Will wanted to humiliate Ramona. So he stood quietly with his head bowed. After saying good luck to Simona, Will went to Ramona and started forcing him to do it. In fact, Will felt that Ramona had insulted him by persuading him in front of everyone, so he wanted to teach Ramona a lesson. After the blast, Will was from there. In the evening, when Samuka was roaming, Ramona came to him and started having fun with him, after which both of them started with Samuka. He was very loving. This was the first time. Now, whenever Will went out of the house, both of them would start talking about it. One day when they were together, Ramona asks Samuka to start life afresh, but Samuka explains to her that if I go with you, Will find both of us and kill us. He returns quickly, which is seen by Sophia, and she quickly wakes them both up. After which Ramona goes to the bathroom and Will through the window. Now, as soon as Will comes to the room and starts looking for Ramona, Sophia tells him that she is taking a bath. Hearing this, Will also starts taking a bath with her, while Samuka goes. A few days later, Will again throws a party in which his friends started blasting each other's lovers. Seeing them, Will asks James to blast Ramona's cave. Today, after hearing him, Ramona gets so angry with him that she slaps him in front of everyone, after which Will also started hitting him. Seeing Ramona injured, Samuka came. Now first Will does Samuka and then asks James to kill him. Simum, along with his companions, begs him for mercy, and James also leaves him, threatening to go away from him. Talks to Simum because of Samuka. Will did not trust anyone. Now Sophia gives Samuka a parcel in which she sent the key to her house along with the money. As soon as night falls, Samuka is there and then picks up a knife. Will was engaged with Ramona at this time, and as soon as Samuka saw him and he started killing her before Sala. Will came to Samuka with a Ramona knife on Will. After this, both of them wrapped Will's corpse in a sheet and took all the money from the house and sat in a boat and left from there. After throwing the body in the river, when both of them came to a bank the next morning, they found the police officer James standing there. In this whole plan was of James and Ramona, so that they could both get Will killed and get his property. Samuka knew everything. James left him. All this was the plan of both of them. Now, after telling the whole truth, James kills poor Samuka. James, too, at the end of the story. All Will's property is in the name of Ramona, and Sophia also returns. And with that, that's the end of this story. White.